If I were a contestant, I would be annoyed because what was even the point of me playing the game if at the end of it all it's not even a fair shot for me? Hey y'all, it's Nate. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Too Hot to Handle Season 5, episodes 1 through 10, so everything before the reunion. So if you haven't seen them yet and you don't want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. This show is a perfect example of why everyone needs to go to therapy. These people come to this show first off thinking that they're about to smash all summer, and then they end up just unveiling all of this childhood trauma. Like, I hope that they give everybody therapy after this, because releasing all these emotions and then burying them again is just not the move. Isaac and Hannah. So Lana was like, Isaac has changed women more than underwear, and if he doesn't show that he has a genuine connection, then he's not going to be here anymore. Meanwhile, he's talking about he doesn't even really listen to Hannah when she's speaking. The only thing he's looking at is her boobs. So we already knew that genuine connection was not happening.
I can't concentrate on what Hannah's saying sometimes. I'm just looking at her tits.
I'm not surprised that they are both gone. Ironically, Isaac really could have benefited from that water bucket challenge, but he wasn't even there to do it. And to be honest, I think Hannah kind of caught a stray. Like, she got eliminated because she was coupled with him. But in reality, she wasn't really as bad as him. She wasn't hopping around a lot. She actually ended up not with Louis because Louis left her for Christine. So I think she probably wouldn't have been hopping around like that. But nevertheless, she caught a stray and she's gone. Louis and Christine. So finally, for the first time, I hear them talk about life outside of the villa, off of the island, and they're saying, oh, maybe Christine can come visit Louis in the UK and all of these things. But that was short-lived because immediately after that she found out about Louis and Linzy, and she looked actually pretty sad about it, like genuinely sad. She was crying a river and I felt really bad for her. And she's right, he made her feel bad for ending the date with Linzy early and not trusting him. And the reality is, she couldn't trust him. And then after all was said and done, he wouldn't even own up to it, saying that, oh, well, Christine only got Linzy's version of the story, so that's not the true story. But Linzy pretty much told the story exactly the way that it happened. She didn't omit anything. I find it interesting that Louis has such a strong relationship with his mother, because typically if a guy has a good relationship with his mom, he's going to treat the women in his life with that same respect that he would treat his mom. But Louis doesn't, and he's kind of an F-boy. All that said, Louis was only 20 when this was filmed. Did y'all know that? I feel like I may have known that initially, but I kind of forgot as the show progressed. And now that I found that out again, my entire perspective has changed. He's 20 years old. He was 19 a year before. Why is he being expected to settle down? What 20-year-old is settling down? Now that I have that information, do whatever you want to do, Louis. Your early 20s are for living it up. And trust me, you want to do that because these mid-20s are ready to take you out. And in comparison, Christine was 26 at the time of filming. Now, I know that's only 6 years, but we all know that a 20-year-old and a 26-year-old are not on the same page. Cannot be on the same page. Louis needs to be out living his best life. Christine is almost 30. And trust me, I am by no way saying that your life ends in your 30s. But Louis hasn't even finished going to college yet if he chooses to do that. Like, he literally is not an adult yet. He was 19 just a year ago, if that. But Lana offered him $25,000 to leave the show without Christine, and he denied it. He said he wanted to stay, so more power to them, but that age difference got me a little shook. So when everyone found out that Dre broke a rule, they were actually happy for him, considering that he had been Inspector Gadget the entire season.
I'm happy for you, Dre. You deserved it. He's been through hell with us here.
Good job.
They only lose them $6,000, so that wasn't even that much in the grand scheme of things. But then we find out that Linzy isn't even his type. And on top of that, he didn't even have the decency to tell her, like, hey, I'm really not feeling you. And it just proved that he really doesn't give a damn about anybody but himself. He was doing well the entire season, and in that one last little moment, I was like, ooh, you're an F-boy. And the thing is, Linzy probably would have been okay with just hooking up, but he wouldn't even just tell her that. I do love that he was able to admit that he uses women to sustain his ego. That's a big step, so shout out to him for that. And maybe he'll do better in the future. Elys and Elys. Okay, so that workshop took him out. He's a wanderer and he was afraid of settling down. So he's been kind of cold and standoffish to Elys after that. And you know what? I get it. Giving up that I do what I want, when I want, with who I want mentality is hard. Let's all just admit that that's a hard thing to do. And it's a major decision to make. He said yes to her when she asked him out, even though he was apprehensive about it. So yeah, I was a little confused about him dropping the L word, saying that he loves her, but hey, she said it back. So that's a good thing. He also chose her over the $25,000 that Lana offered him to leave solo. Now here's my thing. I would just take the money and then meet the person after the show. It's not like the Netflix is going to be following you around like, you took the money, y'all can't be together. Like, just take the money and then get the girl later and just explain to her like, hey, I got this money for us. Like, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, oh, you got us $25,000. Thanks, babe. Like, I don't see why anybody wouldn't do that. Like, strategically, that's a better way to play the game. But anyway, especially if you didn't think you had a chance of winning at that point. Courtney. So we all know that she has locks because we see them on her Instagram. And I'm glad that we finally got to see them on the show. But the fact that it was in the last couple of episodes felt kind of weird. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that Isaac left. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out at the reunion. Megan and Hunter. So these two kind of fell into the background for these last few episodes. So I don't really have too much on them. Except for the fact that I hope Megan heals because I know she was going through it earlier in the season. Trey and Bryce. Again. Are they like show plants or something? We barely saw them. I feel like we only saw them when the camera crew needed B-roll or something. Okay, I'm gonna say something about this show. I think that the pacing is completely off. Y'all know that this was my first time watching this. I am also watching Love Island for the first time. And while I think that a 40 episode season is wild, it does feel like much more time for people to build genuine connections and actually get to know each other, especially when there's money on the line. So in comparison to that, Too Hot to Handle feels really, really rushed. Like, Bryce, Trey, and Linzy are only there for like the last handful of episodes. In reality, is that even fair to them? Because they don't have a fair shot at winning the money. And then the way that the winner is chosen. So this season, Lana decided that she would pick 2 people and make everybody vote between them. If I were a contestant, I would be annoyed because what was even the point of me playing the game? If at the end of it all, it's not even a fair shot for me. And Alex was obviously gonna choose Elys because he's hoping to get a cut of that money. So yeah, it was a little weird and biased. Elys didn't deserve the money. Dre literally avoided all the rule breaks except for one, and that was at the end of the show. And he was going on and on the entire season about how much that money means to him and how important it would be for him and his family. I don't feel like I ever heard Elys talk about the money or say that it would be beneficial to her in her life. She was amazing for giving Dre half, but I just don't know if I'm satisfied with it. And nothing against her, like that's just the way that the show played out, but yeah, I didn't like it. And with that, we have almost wrapped up Too Hot to Handle Season 5. I'm assuming there's going to be a reunion. It's not on Netflix yet, but I'm going to keep my eyes open for it. And of course, if and when I see it or they announce it, I'm going to be covering it. If you want to keep in touch until then, subscribe to my channel or come chit chat with us over on Discord. And until then, I'll see you next time. Subscribe. Left her for Christine? Yeah, I'm about to say Christina. I don't say her 20s or early 20s. That workshop took him out. Workshop? Did I say workshop? I'm gonna just say it again because I don't know what I said. There was like a lawnmower or something, so hopefully the mic doesn't pick that up. I don't really know how I feel about it. No, I do actually know how I feel about it. Cameraman needed, I shouldn't say cameraman, I should say camera crew. I did write camera crew.
If I'm on your mind, just say that. Brand new Benz, brand new Maybach. Got brand new friends for way back. If you my style, can't change